It's hot. And
Think a utility vehicle should...
Well, from one side of town last night to the other side this evening. And a good evening. Chris Cottrell joining you from the press box here at Cleveland Field in Scottsbluff. Tonight, more Legion baseball on tap. Last night in Gehring for the Platte Valley Companies, 14-0 blanking over Bridgeport. Tonight, Legion coverage with the Wesco Zephyrs hosting Chadron. Again, TV only tonight. Coverage KNB.TV, Allo Channel 15, and Mobius Channel 1500. We do thank you for tuning in. The Z's, they've been busy. Last night, the continuation of that suspended game from back in May against Alliance. They picked things up scoreless in the top of the third. Wesco went ahead 4-1 in the sixth on a big three-run double off the bat of Tate Carson, but Alliance hung tough. Scored a run in the seventh, got two in the ninth to force extra innings. Still tied at 4 in the 12th last night, and the Spartans hung a 5 spot to get that 9-4 win. Alliance now 25-6, their record on the season. Another great summer for Carlos Palamo and the Alliance Spartans. Over the weekend, the Zephyrs finished up at 3-2 on the road at the Gillette tournament. Dropped games to two of the better teams they've seen so far this year in Gillette and Greeley, Colorado. Their wins came against Rapid City Post 320, the Stars team, and then the Billings, Montana Halos and Rock Springs. 3-2 this past weekend in Gillette. The loss last night here at home against Alliance. Right now for the Z's this year, 21-15. We enter the final month of play. Their area tournament here in a few weeks. That'll be held in North Platte. Then a possible state tournament berth would be the following week, either all the way back east in Omaha at Creighton Prep or at Kearney this year. Remember, 2 Class A state tournaments and 3 teams from that area tournament in North Platte going to qualify for those 2 state tournaments. Chadron last night, the Zephyrs' opponent this evening. Chadron got a 10-1 win down at Sydney. They took control early, scored 6 runs in the first 3 innings for their first-year head coach Bruce Parrish. Earlier tonight here at Cleveland Field in the juniors game, a comeback victory in the 7th for the Express as they score 4 times to erase a 5-2 deficit, and they walk it off. A final score, the Express win in juniors play over Chadron by the final of 6-5. Sure glad to have you along tonight on KNB.TV here on the Platte Valley Company's pregame show. Coming up, we'll hear from Wesco head coach Jeremiah Luber. We'll get to that next when we come back right after this on KNB.
Care Heilbronn, State Farm agent, is here to protect all the moving parts of your life. With auto, home, life, and financial services, Care Heilbronn and her team make it simple to bring together what matters to you.
Why love a rain garden? Let me count the ways. Rain gardens contain and filter water runoff while recharging our underground water supply. They provide habitat for birds, bees, and beneficial insects. Native perennials give 4 seasons of color and texture, beautifying a home while increasing its value. Established gardens are low-maintenance, low-water landscape features, colorful, functional, and sustainable. Rain gardens, brought to you by Tri-City Stormwater. Our water, our responsibility.
You can depend on us and all of the affiliates of the Rural Radio Network to give you up-to-the-second coverage on issues related to agriculture. on the air, online, and on your phone. We're advocates for agriculture, along with being broadcast journalists covering the stories and events encompassing the challenges of feeding America and the world in the 21st century. And we're proud to do it for you, the stations of the Rural Radio Network.
We're back on KNEB.TV tonight as we get set to roll into the 4th of July holiday with America's pastime here at Cleveland Field. TV coverage tonight for the Wesco Zephyrs hosting Chadron. Time to visit with Wesco head coach Jeremiah Luber as we get set for pregame coaches' comments, always brought to you by The Zone at Scottsbluff Screen Printing. See Shane Wilson and his staff to be in the zone all season long. All right, Coach, before we get to last night in Alliance, let's just kind of rewind to the weekend. You guys had a real solid effort Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday up at the Gillette Tournament in Wyoming. You go 3-2 there, and you played some pretty solid competition. Overall, how would you rate the way the team played through those 5 games?
Well, I felt like we really grew a lot over the weekend. We the game against Post 320 Stars, we handled a lot of adversity, and we fought back, got a good extra inning win. The 2 losses were to 2 of the better teams that we've seen around the area with Gillette and the Greeley Gojos, and really good pitching performances all weekend.
Yeah, Harold had in the 6-0 win over the squad from Billings. Harold had a complete game shutout, struck out 14. He must have been on the top of his game in that one.
Oh, most definitely. Yeah, he was really filling up the strike zone. I think he had 75% strikes in that game. Paul threw well on Sunday. You know, Creighton and Tate threw really well. Heimerman had kind of a spot start against Greeley and competed against a very, very good team. And so that was good to see.
So then last night you come back and you started a game against Alliance, opening week of the season, I think, back in May. Got suspended that night due to some weather, some rain, some lightning, whatever the case was that evening. And it took till last night to find a time to get Alliance back down here to finish that up. You picked up action, scoreless, top 3, wind up going 12 innings. You took a 4-1 lead on a Tate 3-run double, it looked like, in the 6th inning. Unable to close that thing out last night late. I'm sure that had to be disappointing. What'd you make of last night?
Well, first and foremost, off of last night, Creighton Dyke pitched outstanding again, and that's been a really big positive for us as a team. Is he's really stepped up into that number 3 role and really is pitching just as well as Harold and Paul, and so he really deserved to win that game, and we kind of let him down defensively. And Tate Carson did have the big double. That was good to see, but offensively we really struggled as well.
I want to talk about a couple of kids. You mentioned Creighton. Let's start there. He is a testament and proof that you don't always scout the stat line. I mean, this guy has been handed the ball a couple of times by in some tough spots. He goes out there and grinds. He's just kind of crafty, throws a lot of breaking stuff. Talk about his emergence. You kind of touched on it, but how important's he been to the staff and the team?
Well, it's huge. You know, if we're looking at needing to win 3 to 4 games and down at North Platte in a few weeks to win our area, and he's going to have to go out and win a ball game. And he is, the last 4 starts, he's pitched absolutely outstanding, very competitive. He's pitched through a lot of defensive mistakes behind us to keep us in the game. And really it's been the emergence of his off-speed stuff. He's been able to throw his off-speed consistently for strikes, and it's made him very difficult to hit, really keeping hitters off balance.
Let's go to the offensive side. It's been a breakout season for Tate Carson, team leader in RBIs. He's one of the big reasons you guys have that slugging percentage way up this year. He's a kid that goes over to Southeast High School in Wyoming. What about Tate's allowed him to really take a big step forward and become a force for you in the lineup?
Well, he has a lot of natural hitting ability. He does a really good job recognizing pitches. And he's got a good amount of power. He can hit gap to gap, and we saw that last night where he hit that big 2-out double off the base of the wall. And he's come up big in RBI situations, and that's kind of why we have him in the middle of the order.
So you're right back on the horse tonight, trying to get in the win column, a Chadron team that's coming in. I don't think too many of us know a whole lot about what they've got going on this year. I know Gearing's beat them each and every time they've played, so that tells us a little bit of something. But I got to imagine this is more a night where you're worried about your guys,
what you guys do to prepare. What's a key to a win? We'll get to that key to the game right now, brought to you by Team Auto Center, home of the lifetime warranty, and you get that with every new vehicle purchase. What are you looking at tonight, Coach, as keys to playing good baseball?
Well, just a mental intensity from each of our guys. There's a purpose with everything that we're doing on the field, the amount of effort that we're putting in both mentally and physically, and we have to really out-hustle those guys tonight and make sure that we're doing everything that we can to play the best baseball that we're capable of.
Wesco Zephyrs skipper Jeremiah Luber ahead of first pitch coming up here momentarily at home against Shadron. Appreciate it, and best of luck.
All right, thanks a bunch, Chris. I really appreciate it.
We'll come back with
It's hot, and it's only going to get hotter before it cools down. Beat the summer heat with new windows from Renewal by Anderson. And now is the best time to call because Christmas in July is back. It's the only time of the year that we offer no payment, no money down, and no interest for 18 months. That means no payment until 2021 and 20% off every window and door. Don't miss this amazing deal. Call Renewal by Anderson of Wyoming today at 307-215-7493.
Says America, like a little bit of baseball. We've got some Legion coverage for you tonight here on KNEB.TV, Allo Channel 15, and Mobius Channel 1500. The Wesco Zephyrs home with a record of 21-15, entertaining Shadron post 17. Shadron off a 10-1 win on the road last night at Sydney. Let's get you the starting lineups here, brought to you by Western Nebraska Community College. From diplomas to degrees, it's for me. Learn more at wncc.edu. We'll start with the Wesco Zephyrs. Starting pitcher tonight will be Hunter McCollum. He's thrown 18 2/3 innings this year, a 4-1 record. ERA up at 7.50. He struck out 15 and walked 12. Defensively, behind McCollum tonight, well, we'll start with his battery mate. The starting catcher is going to be Jarrett Richter. Third baseman Tate Carson. At short, Harold Baez. The second baseman, Porter Robbins, and at first, Creighton Dyke. Left to right in the outfield, KJ Hartline gets the start in left. Jack Jones in center, and Paul Panduro is the right fielder tonight for the Wesco Zephyrs under the direction of head coach Jeremiah Luber. As for Shadron, their starting lineup right now, their starting nine will be Colton Olson, the third baseman leading off, then Trevor Berry, Dan Dunbar, Berry at short, Dunbar the catcher. Sam Rishling will bat clean up and play first. The pitcher hits in the 5-hole, Cole Madsen. Kurt Brunn, the left fielder. Christian Bartlett hits seventh and plays right. The second baseman hitting eighth is Tate Ryan, and Luke Tensvold, the center fielder. First pitch, as always, brought to you by Papa Murphy's Pizza at 2801 Avenue B in Scottsbluff, where it's always love at 425 degrees. First offering of the night from McCollum outside the zone, a 1-0 count on Colton Olson, the leadoff man for Shadron. Swing and a miss, count now at 1-1. The head coach for Shadron, Bruce Parrish. They scored 6 runs in the first few innings last night in their road win at Sydney. That final was 10-1. McCollum back to work with the 1-1 count. Yanks that one to the opposite batter's box. A count now at 2-1. Carson about even with the bag at third. Well off the line. Jack Jones in center, a step or two towards right. Hard smash, back up the middle, and into center field for a leadoff base hit for Colton Olson. First man of the night for Shadron reaches, and that'll bring up shortstop Trevor Berry. Dan Dunbar, the on-deck hitter. Double play depth up the middle. Dyke holds Olson on at first, and again Carson now both feet in on the grass at third base. He'll charge. Now they'll throw behind the runner, a pickoff attempt. Ball got away from Dyke, bounced back towards the pitcher's mound. So leadoff man on. Light starting to take effect. Juniors game went to the Express. They scored 4 times in the bottom of the 7th to walk it off, a 6-5 win. McCollum checks on the runner. Set and delivers. Inside and a 1-1 count. Center fielder Jones about straight away. Panduro. Pitch high and off with the pitch. They get the swipe tag. No, they did not. In underneath the tag, a stolen base for Colton Olson. Pretty good throw from Richter, and Baez almost pulled the quick tag down to get Olson, but man in scoring position, nobody out, and the count's 2-1 on Trevor Berry. Hunter McCollum going to get the start tonight. They'll go by committee the rest of the way after McCollum this evening. Coach Luber did not have a definitive plan as to who might follow McCollum on the hill here tonight. Creighton Dyke, 8 1/3 last night. And if you heard the pregame interview with Coach Luber, just another point to where you don't scout the stat line as definitive as you might think. He said Dyke pitched really well last night. This ball shot out deep left center field. It's going to fall short of the warning track. Shadron will take a 1-0 lead on the RBI double from Trevor Berry.
Berry hits one in the left center gap.
So Berry plates a run as Olson comes across to score. 2 batters in, and Shadron with the 1-0 lead. That'll bring up Dan Dunbar, the catcher. The Dunbars have been rolling through Shadron High the last few years. Dana, Don, Dan, Dawson played in the juniors game. Two base hits here in the first inning for Shadron. Clean single into center from the leadoff man, Olson. Berry then rocketed a RBI double out to deep left center field, and that brings Dunbar to the dish. RBI opportunity for the Shadron catcher. The pitch from McCollum. Popped up on the infield. Should be an easy out. McCollum, the pitcher, calls for it just off the mound to the first base side, and he puts it away for the first out of the night.
That'll bring to the plate the first baseman, number 10, Sam Reichling.
Berry hangs tight at second. So 1 away, Sam Reichling, the first baseman. Carson's going to take a step back at third. First pitch strike from McCollum. Straight away in the outfield. 3:30 down the lines here at Cleveland Field. Alley's at 370 and 405 to straightaway center field. Cut and a miss, 0-2 count. McCollum trying to limit the damage to just the 1 run here in the top of the first inning. Talking with Coach Luber this morning, thought the guys were a little bit flat last night. Maybe attribute a little bit of that to the long weekend. They said they had Monday night off, and it was a Lions here. Should have been up. A little frustrated they didn't put that thing away in 9 last night. Pop foul. We get over the bleacher area into the parking lot. Cole Madsen, the starting pitcher, in the on-deck circle for Shadron. 1 out, an 0-2 count on the first baseman, Sam Reichling. 1-0 lead for Shadron here in the top of the first inning. McCollum checks and delivers. Swing and a miss. And the second out of the inning. McCollum thought it was the third. He will backpedal his way to the pitcher's mound. And that'll bring up Cole Madsen.
This brings to the plate number 4, the
starting pitcher.
Madsen.
2 away and a 1-0 lead for Chandron. Leadoff single followed by an RBI double from Trevor Berry. After the single, Colton Olson stole second base. Fastball up and inside, and Madsen backs away. Jones straight away in center. More of a gap out in right center now than left center with the left-handed hitting Cole Madsen. He steps out. McCollum steps off the rubber. Both back to their spots. 1-0 count. And the pitch in for a strike. McCollum, 18 2/3 innings pitched coming into this one, a 4-1 record. Gives up a little over 2 hits and walks per inning. That's his whip, walks and hits per inning pitched, right now at 2.08. Right there on that number at this point here in the first inning. 1-2 count as Madsen fouls one out of play. No batting gloves for the right-handed hitter. Berry leads from second. He drove a run in earlier this first inning. Another high pop, foul territory. Creighton Dyke will give it a look, but that's out of play. And the race is on for the foul ball. That youngster pretty hyped. He beat another one of his buddies out for it down to the right side. 1-2 count, 2 away. Berry will lead from second. So he's trying to get out of the top of the first inning with just the 1 run allowed. McCollum, the man of the moment, he delivers home. Just getting a piece is Madsen. A little life on the fastball tonight for McCollum, it looks like here early. Eric Marino, sort of the pitching coach, pitching guru, taking a seat in the dugout with a keen eye on McCollum right now. And Madsen will not go away. He's fouled off a few pitches in this at-bat. One-two count. Curveball got him. Curveball found the top of the strike zone that time. Madsen frozen, and he'll head back to the dugout and get to work on the pitcher's mound in just a moment. Half inning complete tonight at Cleveland Field. A 1-0 lead early for Shaq.
Hey, I've been hanging out here a long time outside of Panhandle Auto Group, and boy, do they have a great selection of vehicles.
And their sales team is great to work with, and you can also get your vehicle serviced and detailed too.
Welcome to Panhandle Auto. This is Sam Serta, General Sales Manager. It has been our pleasure to serve you for the past 2 years. At Panhandle Auto, we have a seat for everybody. Whether you need a vehicle for yourself, a son or daughter, our team will go above and beyond to satisfy your needs and even your dreams. So again, thank you from Sam Serta, General Sales Manager at Panhandle Auto, for allowing us to earn your business. At Panhandle Auto,
it's time for something different. You said yes. Together, you planned every detail. You married. And then you realized 500 square feet just isn't enough room for 2. When life happens, find a home that fits. First National Bank North Platte. Start your mortgage pre-approval today. You decide to add another to your family. You start reading parenting books. You're amazed that such a small human could need so much space. When life happens, find a home that fits. First National Bank North Platte. Start your mortgage pre-approval today.
KNEB.TV coverage tonight. Legion Baseball in Scottsbluff at Cleveland Field. The homestanding Wesco Zephyrs set to take their first turn at the plate tonight, trailing 1-0. Starting 9, as far as the batting order is concerned, it'll be Jack Jones, the center fielder, KJ Hartline, the left fielder, and Paul Panduro rounding out the top 3 with the starting outfield, Paul and Wright. Cleanup man, Tate Carson. Harold Baez, the shortstop, hitting sixth is Creighton Dyke at first. Jace Heimerman, the DH tonight. Then Jarrett Richter, the catcher. And finishing things up is Porter Robbins, rounding out the lineup tonight for Wesco. And their head coach, Jeremiah Lubert, Z's off a 9-4 home loss last night here at Cleveland Field to the Alliance Spartans. Alliance split games today with Ogallala. Jones, first pitch swinging, goes the other way and fouls one out down near the bullpen area in left field. Coming into action tonight, Jones at .318. He's hit 5 of the team's 12 home runs. Can't catch up to the fastball up in the zone. An 0-2 count on the Zephyrs leadoff man. And he goes down swinging, sort of stepping in the bucket towards first base a little bit. Can't make any contact on that pitch on the outside corner. So an early strikeout for Cole Madsen as Jones goes down swinging. Madsen's battery mate behind the plate is Dan Dunbar. At third, Colton Olson. Trevor Berry, the shortstop. At second, Tate Ryan. And at first base, Sam Rishling. Get you the outfield in just a moment. The pitch from Madsen in for a called strike. In left, Kurt Brune. In center, Luke Tensvold. In right field tonight, Christian Bartlett. 1-0 lead for Shadron. We play bottom one away. And KJ Hartline is now down no balls and 2 strikes. Hartline hitting .293. He's got 1 home run that came here at home out to left field. He's driven in 10. And Madsen misses, blown away in the dirt. Ball and 2 strikes, Paul Panduro on deck. If anyone reaches, it'll be Tate Carson. Ball and 2 strikes, make it 2 balls and 2 strikes. Regular depth along the infield positions right now. And Hartline goes down swinging. 2 up, 2 down, a pair of Ks for Cole Madsen. That brings up Paul Panduro. Paul's got the average right now at .481. 50 for 104 officially. He's had 121 plate appearances. Struck out just 2 times this season. That is outstanding for Panduro. Just 10 walks. And he likes to swing at the pitch from Madsen. First pitch, 2-hopper, and tough chance, and that's into right field.
Panduro reaches, and that'll bring to the plate third baseman number 12, Tate Carson.
Tate Carson, the cleanup hitter, team leader in RBIs with 36. So Panduro reaches on the air by the first baseman. Carson had a big 3-run double last night to the base of the wall in left field to make it a 4-1 game for the Zephyrs in the 6th inning. Could not hang on to the lead. They got beaten 12-9-4. And Madsen bounces one to Dunbar. Talked with Coach Luber about Carson's breakout season on the pregame show. Said he's got a lot of natural hitting instincts and showing a lot of power gap to gap this year. And he's really been hitting in the middle of the order from day 1 of the season to right now. Waiting on the pitch from Madsen. Swing and a miss. Off with the pitch, and bobbling the baseball, trying to get it out of his catcher's mitt was Dunbar, and that allowed Panduro to slide in for the stolen base at second. Tate goes the other way, opposite field, 2 out, single, and that's going to score a run. Zephyrs tie this one up. And the RBI parade continues for Tate Carson. Now 37 on the season for Carson. So the stolen base got Panduro in scoring position. Carson delivers the 2-out run scoring single. Just like that, back even 1-1. That'll bring up Harold Baez. Baez hitting .361, 1 home run. He's driven in 19. A little bit of an open stance. Tall, rangy, shortstop, pitcher, athletic. Came off the bench for the majority of this past year for Scott Gullion and the Bearcat basketball team. Instant offense at times, got some starts late in the year when Jack Darnell went down with an injury. A major contributor this past season for the Scottsbluff High basketball team. Older brother Roy Bell, assistant for Coach Farringer at WNCC. The pitch outside, now 3-0 to Harold. This inning started just fine for Cole Madsen, a pair of punch-outs. And then Panduro reached on the fielding error by the first baseman, stole second. Carson went the opposite way with a base hit into right field to tie the ball game up. There's a strike. They throw to first, Dunbar. Dunbar, the definition of a catcher's build. Carson the lead at first. The pitch from Madsen. Carson's off, and that is ball 4.
Baez reaches via the walk.
So now the Zephyrs
have runners at first and second.
really looking to put together a 2-out rally right now, and Dunbar is going to go out to have a visit with Cole Madsen. Right now tied 1-1 here in the bottom of the first inning. Legion baseball coverage tonight on KNEB.TV. Chris Cottrell with you in our Logos broadcast booth. Stop into Logos. The guys there will custom design it, print it, and have it ready for the game. No job too big or small. That's Logos in downtown Gering. Coach Luber singing the praises of Creighton Dyke's effort on the mound last night. He threw 106 pitches, 8 1/3 innings. Allowed 7 runs. Just 3 of those runs were earned. And the pitch from Madsen, hammered into left, and the left fielder came in and too far into the gap. Couldn't reach back and make the play. 2 runs will score. Dyke's going to round second. He's going to dig for third. And he'll slide in safely, a 2-out, 2-run triple for Creighton Dyke as the Zephyrs go in front 3-1 here in the bottom of the first inning.
Now batting, be a designated hitter, number 30, Jace Heimerman.
Third triple of the season for Dyke. This one drives in a pair. As Carson scored easily, Baez came flying around the base paths from first to score. And some 2-out damage being done by the Zephyrs here in the first. Looking for more with Jace Heimerman, the designated hitter tonight. The pitch from Madsen. Heimerman looks at one away. .333 the average for Heimerman this year. He's driven in 15. Looks at ball 2 outside. Three to 1 lead. Bottom of the first inning. Zephyrs look for more, and they get a 4-pitch free pass issued to Jace Heimerman. So 2 aboard. They're on the corners.
That'll bring to the plate the catcher, number 1.
Excuse me, that'll bring up Jarrett Richter, and we've got an early visit to the pitcher's mound now from Bruce Parrish, the head coach for Shadron. The entire infield. Dunbar, the catcher, will head out. Jones and Hartline went down swinging to start the inning. Then Panduro reached on an error and stole second. Tate Carson with a base knock into right for an RBI to tie the game at 1. Baez walked, and then Creighton Dyke rifled a triple to the left field wall. A little bit of a misplay on the read by the left fielder, and couldn't get readjusted in time to get back his body back towards the line to make the catch. Rolled all the way to the fence, and a slide into third triple for Creighton Dyke to drive in 2, and the Zephyrs have taken control 3-1. Mound meeting comes to a close, and that'll bring in Jarrett Richter, the catcher for the Zephyrs. Richter hitting .269, officially 21 for 78. He's struck out 16 times, walked 6 times this year. Called strike, 3 runs on 2 hits, and the one costly error for Shadron, committed by first baseman Sam Rishling with 2 outs and no one aboard. It gave the Z's a base runner, and they have not let up since that error here in the inning. Now they're going to try and steal a run, and the throw home. And now Creighton Dyke caught in a run down, and Shadron going to erase the threat with 2 outs. So the Zephyrs plate 3. We've played 1 inning here tonight at Cleveland Field. The Z's in front 3-1 on the West Coast.
Known previously as Angela's Bridal and Boutique in downtown Scottsbluff, now tuxedos and men's formal wear by Angela's. Brought to you by Weborg 21 Center. We are excited to offer you more one-on-one customer service. Whether you need a tux for the wedding, a suit for the office, or you're just ready to step up your everyday fashion. And don't forget our second location. Angela's Boutique is now located at Bianco & Company in downtown Scottsbluff, still empowering women to look and feel their most confident. The same great boutique, now just down the street.
KNDB.TV coverage here on a Wednesday evening. What do we got? Some lightning? Had a lightning delay early in the juniors game, and now we're going to have a little bit of a break right now here in the seniors contest. A 3-1 lead, lightning in the vicinity. Zephyrs out of their dugout, looking back to the west a little bit. Officials, umpires doing the same thing. So we will go into a lightning delay here at Cleveland Field in the top of the second inning. Yet to get our first pitch here in the second. Through 1, a 3-1 lead with the Zephyrs in front against Shadron. 3 runs in the bottom of the first. Carson an RBI single, Creighton Dyke a 2-run triple. Shadron's run came. First 2 batters of the game here in the first inning earlier. A single from Colton Olson, a stolen base, and then Trevor Berry roped a double into deep left center field. Hunter McCollum worked out of the rest of that inning with no more damage done. Through 1, we'll have top 2 action coming out of this lightning delay here at Cleveland Field that we just went into a few moments ago. So we'll step away from live coverage, come back when play resumes here in just a little bit. Right now a 3-1 lead for the Zephyrs at Cleveland Field, a lightning delay on KNDB.TV.